Hey all, we'll see various security options available in WebSphere in this class. So let us access one of the profile. So as of now, security is not enabled to this profile. So I'm not using any credentials while logging in. Once security is enabled, we need to log in using credentials. So we need to navigate through security and then global security. See here, it is unchecked. Security is not enabled. We can enable security using security configuration wizard. You can go ahead with default settings. It's nothing but the security would be added to application as well. So these are the four options available in the security options. So the first option, federated repositories. When we use federated repositories, it will create users in the WebSphere environment, and while logging in, we should use the credentials of the users which are there in the WebSphere environment. The next option, standalone LDAP registry. It is linked to the domain controller like Microsoft Active Directory or any Sun or like SiteMinder. It could be anything. And we'll see after federated. We'll see standalone LDAP registry. And then local operating system. Local operating system is nothing but you need to use the credentials of your local operating system. So the user has to be created in the local operating system to access WebSphere. Standalone custom registry, it is used to add multiple users for the security options. You can add multiple users and send the security levels and give those users to your team. So let us go one by one and cover everything. So let us first configure federated repositories. Here since we are configuring it for the first time, we need to give the username, and that username would be created by default, and it would be the new user, and it would be created by itself. And you can create the user as per your choice. I want to create username as VAS admin as of now, and you can give the password as per your choice. Click on next, click on finish. So it is giving the summary, and let us click on finish. We need to save the configurations. Let us save it. And now since we have configured security, we need to restart the server so that the changes would take place. So this is a profile root. Let me stop it first. Let us start it back. restart is completed. So now since we have enabled security, it will not let us log in without using credentials. So let us see how it goes. Yeah. So see, now it is asking for username and password. So let us give the username which we have created. Yep. So it is letting us log in using credentials. And so you can create users as per your requirement, and you can give the team based on their assigned roles. Say if you want to create a user only for monitoring purpose, in such case you can go to users and groups, and in the manage users you can create user and assign the security levels to that user and give it to your team. So this manage user is enabled only because we have configured security. So let us create one user. We can keep the name as user monitor, sorry, VAS monitor. You can give password as per your choice. Now we should give the roles to this user. To give required permissions, you should navigate to administrative user roles. Then you can click on add, and then you should search the user. So VAS monitor search. So this is the user we have created, and we want to give the permissions as monitor. So I have selected the required permissions, and I'm selecting the user, and I'm mapping it. So once you map, it will come to the map to role section. Then click OK. Save the changes. So let us restart the server again and log in with the new user VAS monitor. Since we have enabled already with admin privileges, it is asking for username and password. Before security is not enabled, it was not asking to enter credentials. So since security is enabled, it is asking for authorized username. So let us give the username and password. Earlier we have created user with admin privileges as admin. Let us start it back. Since we already gave username and password in this terminal, it may not ask for credentials again. So restart is completed. So as of now, in the federated repositories, we have created two users. One is VAS admin with admin privileges, and another one is VAS monitor with just monitoring permissions. So earlier we have logged in using VAS admin. Now let us log in and see with VAS monitor. Like this, you can create users and assign appropriate security roles and give it to your team. Since we have given a security level as monitor, this user will not have any rights to restart services. It would just have permissions to see the status of the server. It can just check the running status of the server. Let us see the security settings here. So yeah, if you see here, you are not having options to restart, start anything here, or else you can check the applications. See here, you are not having options to start, stop, anything like such, because this is only for monitoring purpose. And let us see admin user and see how it looks like. See here, you are having options to start and stop with for the admin user. So like that, like this, you can configure security using federated repositories. And so now, now let us see local operating system, how to configure local operating system. And to configure local operating system, you need to have local users for which you can use to log in to the WebSphere. This operating system is being Windows 10. I do not have any uh, extra users in this operating system. So I want to use old operating system, so for the test purposes, to configure local operating system security. So let me go to the old OS Windows 2003. Let us create a user first. So you can go to my computer and then manage, and then from manage you can go to users. Here you can create new user. So let us create VAS user 1. So I have created the user. So here is the user. So let us log into the WebSphere. So since security is not enabled, I can access without using credentials. And let us configure the security. So as I said earlier, you can configure using security configuration wizard. I'm going ahead with the default value here. So here I want to configure local operating system. I'm going ahead with next. And here we need to give the username. So the username existing in the operating system is VAS user1. Next. It is just giving the summary. Finish. Save the changes. Now we need to restart the server so that the changes would take place. So let us stop it first. Let us start it back. Yep, restart is completed. Now let us see how about the login. See, it is asking for username and password now since we have configured security. So let us give the username and password. Okay, let us edit the password. Okay, I have to uncheck this one. Okay, let us set the password. Okay, so now let us see how it goes. Yep, it let us log in. So earlier I have selected the option in such a way that it should change the password at the first login. But since I didn't even log in using this username, it did not let us log in. So when I uncheck the option, I'll show it. So when I uncheck the option, user may not require to change the password, it let us log in. I repeat, so I uncheck the option, user may not require to change password in the next login. So when I uncheck that, it let us log in. So like this, you can configure using local operating system security. And let us go to next option. So we have covered federated repositories and local operating system. Let us discuss about standalone LDAP registry. This is about integrating security with domain controller. Most of the companies would be having these security configurations. Domain controller could be Active Directory or SiteMender or Sun or any it could be any LDAP Sun LDAP server. It could be any LDAP server available in the market. So to configure this, you need to get bind distinguished name and the bind password. These you can get from the administrator. These things we cannot configure here as of now because I do not have any LDAP server. So you can remember to configure these security settings. You should get bind distinguished name and bind password for the LDAP system admin, so that you can configure LDAP security settings in your environment. And let us discuss about custom registry. Custom registry is nothing but if you want to add multiple users and if you want to give access to multiple users, you can create a file, and with those required usernames, and the appropriate format is available in IBM website. So you can create file, and you can give the file paths here, and you have to use administrative username before that, before configuring these settings. And so in short, if you want to if you want to add multiple users, and if you want to give access to multiple users, you can use a standalone custom registry. So this is all about for this class. If you have any questions or doubts, you can load in the comments. I'll reply to them, and you can check the playlist available in my channel to learn WebSphere application server administration. Please subscribe to this channel so that you can get more videos in near future. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.